They served our country in secret missions deep in the Nevada desert in a place called Area 52.
Now they say where they served has left them sick, turning it into a decades-long fight for acknowledgement and medical benefits. Here's CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini.
What do you feel when you see a flag, the American flag?
I see it differently. Actually.
Mark Eli says that flag was a representation of his loyalty and service.
You were actually loving what you were doing.
Oh, I loved it, yeah.
But today, it's a reminder of the secrets he's been forced to keep. Secrets, he says, made him sick.
But at the same time, it was kind of killing you.
Yes.
It was the mid-1980s, the Cold War in full swing. Eli was in his 20s, healthy, active, on the Air Force powerlifting team, doing his duty as an Air Force technician, inspecting secretly obtained Soviet MiG fighter jets, kept in confined hidden hangars called hush houses, their engines roaring.
And when you're at that moment, everything's shaking, and your hands are shaking, and your eyes are shaking, and your brain is shaking. Blood would just come running down our cheek, or we'd rupture our eardrums.
A secret, classified mission in the Nevada desert, 140 miles outside of Las Vegas at the Tonopah Test Range, sometimes referred to as Area 52. It was so secret, Eli had to sign this non-disclosure agreement to protect national security.
Upholding the national interest was more important than my own life.
But it wasn't just the plane. There was something invisible nearby that he says caused the devastating illnesses he lives with today: radiation.
It scarred my lungs. I got cyst on my liver.
He can't talk about specific details, but he decided to come forward about being there because he wants to help others who also served alongside him.
I started having lipomas, tumors inside my body that I started having removing. My lining in my bladder was shed.
For decades, the federal government conducted nuclear bomb tests near Area 52. According to an environmental assessment by the federal government from 1975, testing of weapon ballistics and chemical explosives scattered toxic and radioactive materials in the area. You can still see holes and craters formed across the desert from all the testing.
So someone made a decision that your lives and the risk was worth it for our country.
Yes.
But the government still keeps what happened at Area 52 secret. In fact, it won't even admit he was ever there.
The loss of my health.
The truth is buried so deep, Eli says for nearly 3 decades, he's never been able to get a single government document proving he was stationed at Area 52.
Cover up?
Right. That's right. There's this slogan people say, deny, deny until you die. It's kind of true here.
The closest he's come, a chronology of his time in the service. It includes all of his assignments, but the reference to Area 52 is not there. It's data masked.
All our whereabouts for that period of time is black. That we're going places, we're doing things that is beyond the tracking of the military. They're not going to track it anymore.
So data mask means?
You're invisible.
And the only reason why it's becoming known now is because of all the illnesses.
It was because of all the illnesses.
Dave Crete says he also worked at Area 52 as a military police officer.
Yeah.
He suffers from lung issues and had to have tumors removed. He also spent the last 8 years tracking down hundreds of veterans who were subjected to the same environment.
So you've seen bladder cancer, liver cancer, tumors, lymphomas, blood diseases.
All kinds of cancers. And the piss off is when I found out that they knew. When I found out they decided the juice was worth the squeeze.
He's talking about that 1975 environmental assessment. While it acknowledged the spread of toxic chemicals in the area, it said that discontinuing work there would be against the national interest, and the environmental costs inherent in the work are small and reasonable for the benefits received.
What does it do to you to see all these other men and women suffering?
How many people they hurt? Not just us. You talk to us. When I say us, the military that was up there, Most all of us would do it again. What we did was important. What we did changed things. We're proud of that.
Go on down to where it gets to the 1/3.
But what's more infuriating to him and Eli, there's a federal law in the books that provides support to other government workers who were stationed near the same area and have similar illnesses. The government has paid $25 billion in medical compensation to Department of Energy employees.
When we were out there,
But Department of Defense veterans like these two are not eligible.
it makes me mad. It makes me incredibly mad, and it hurts me too, because they're supposed to have my back. I had theirs, and I want them to have mine.
And when guys get sick, take care of them. When the guys die, take care of their family.
Crete now runs a nonprofit organization called the Invisible Enemy, fighting for federal legislation that would acknowledge those like him and Eli who served at Area 52 and finally compensate them for medical treatment.
Now, I have hundreds of people who have their hopes that I do something to fix this. That's hard. Can't let them down.
Federal legislation is being drafted requiring compensation for military personnel stationed at the Tonopah Test Range, aka Area 52. The Air Force confirmed Crete and Eli's military service, but would not say where. Dave Savini, CBS 2 Investigators.